Shalom party people, and welcome to the 12th C. Today I want to do a tabletop review of my Refuge Medical Adventure Kit 2.0. Just so you're aware, the 3.0 has been out for a little while. I purchased this a little while back now. They were running a sale, and I got everything on the inside minus a couple of things that I've added in the kit. And I actually swapped the bag for a bag that a friend had. So this kit has been slightly pieced together. However, it contains everything that is in the original 2.0 kit, as well as some of my own additions. A little bit of a story time on this one. I have been a big fan of Refuge Medical for a long time. So putting that aside, I'm going to try and do the most honest review for this that I can. There are a few things that I had critiques about this kit on, and there's a few things that I really loved about this kit. I have participated in the Refuge Ruckus fairly recently, and so that is something that I'm very bought in on. I'm a big fan of what Caleb House is doing, and Refuge helps contribute to Caleb House in a lot of things. They are separate entities. Caleb House goes and they rescue kids from juvenile human trafficking and then helps put them back together mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And so that's something that, just be aware, I'm, kind of all in when it comes to Refuge, but that doesn't mean that I don't have some critiques here and there. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to share my as close to an honest opinion as I possibly can. I make nothing from doing this video. Refuge did not send me any of this. I did get this kit at a little bit of a discount. And I will include discount links in the description if you're so interested. All of that being said, a couple of critiques that I have had that have actually been addressed. Several of Refuge's kits, I have seen a lot of people starting to dig in and like, hey, I can't find what I need. They tend to be a little jam-packed. I'm not doing a review on this one right now, but this is a bobo kit. And this bobo kit, which we have added some tourniquets to the outside, got a slishy and got a soft T wide on there. Also added this carabiner that is in the baby section at Wally World that you can go ahead and clip this to your stroller. You'll give this to somebody and they're like, man, I can't find what I need. Like, this is kind of hard to dig into. And that can be a little bit of a problem. I have addressed this with Refuge and they're like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Fold this back and now you can get in there and get what you need, which is pretty useful. I did not know that originally, and that's something that now going into it's like, oh duh, of course it's that way. So showing you guys this with the adventure kit, I have some friends that bought a couple of adventure kits, and it's for a church security team, and so you have about 20-30 people who are going in and out, and not everyone knows the kit as well. And this is something that Refuge, their staff members know their kits very well. You pass this off to somebody who this isn't your kit, and now, hey, you've got some things that it gets a little hard to dig into. Being able to go in and fold this down solves one of those issues. Another issue, you may notice if you're very familiar with Refuge's kits that I have added a couple of things for organization in here. The original adventure kit, the 2.0 and the 3.0, it has a lot of bags that they're gonna have labels on them. That those bags with labels, they're nice. When there's like 15 bags in here, it gets a little crowded, and being able to find the label, especially under stress when you need something, that becomes a little difficult. So I have reorganized this kit a little bit. I have added a few things. I haven't taken anything out, but I have definitely made this kit work more for me, which is something you should totally do. The whole point of this channel, the 12th C conditioning, is to actually use your stuff. And if you're not using your stuff, if you're not going in on a relatively regular basis and taking inventory of what's yours, where things are at, is there anything broken, is there anything that I need to replace? If you're not doing those things, if you're not actually using your kit, then that makes some of these things a little bit difficult. Case in point, my plate carrier. I bought it originally for LARPing, started working out in it. I'm in it 6 days a week. It has caused me to move things around so that it works for me. Same thing, if you're actually using your kit, you're gonna move some things around. You should also take inventory so that way when things need to be replaced, you can replace them. Make it work for you. On the outside, I've added a slishy pressure wrap right in here. These are very good. I've done a review on that, and I will link that in the description. I've got an orange Cat Gen 7 tourniquet on there. I've got a couple of Sharpies. I have a pin exam light on here that really good for a couple different things. Be able to do what I need to do with that. I also have got a set of shears on here that I have on a retainer. When I was working in Department of Corrections, I needed to have my shears on a retainer, and I kind of fell in love with this. You can buy this from North American Rescue. Refuge may be able to sell it to you if you do a custom order, but makes life nice. Also, here I've got a breathing apparatus for CPR, so that way it's a one-way valve, all that good stuff. There are a couple extra goodies in there. Got like some gloves and some bags in the event that I need to, you know, have a set of gloves, or if I need some bags or whatever for opening up those bags and improvising some chest seals if I've used up all of the chest seals that I have. Threw those in there. Got a safety vest here. Primarily when this kit is being stored, it's in my house and it's hanging on a hook just like that. That being said, when all 4 of my family members load up, put it in the car and it comes with us, and now it's a car kit, so we get some dual purpose behind there. And having a safety vest in the event that there is an emergency, I can throw a safety vest on, and then hey, I'm high vis if that is deemed necessary. You may also notice I got a couple of rubber bands on here. This has a shoulder strap. Sometimes that shoulder strap can get in the way, especially if it's in storage or if you're moving some stuff around. So I just rubber band double folded on there. And so you can quick deploy, and now you've got a shoulder strap. You can break those rubber bands if you have to. It's no big deal. Something that Bug Out Bob has shown me is you can actually turn this now into a fanny pack if you want, and attach it to your side and start working out of the kit, so that way you can be on the move if you need to. So those are some things outside for consideration if you are so inclined. Once I get this restaged, we're going to dive into the inside. So back on the church security thing, people on that church security team were going back and forth and like, hey, we really need a set of Band-Aids. Where are the Band-Aids? And they were dig and dig and dig, or say they need something like Benadryl right away. Well, sometimes getting into there can present a bit of a problem. So I was scratching my head, hey, if I'm passing this off to somebody who this isn't my kit, or my wife calls me and she's like, hey, I need Band-Aids right now, you know, kids slip, trip, and fall, and now they're bleeding pretty good. I need, you know, a set of gauze and some Band-Aids and some triple antibiotic. Where is all of that? Having this a little bit more organized. And I preface this, you know, the Refuge people, they know their kits really, really well. But people who aren't in these kits all of the time, whether you're passing it off or if it's just someone who is in your family that's not looking in this as much, it can be a problem. You know, I like to have immediate emergency needs on the outside, or just the nice to haves for, you know, if I'm using a tourniquet, I'm probably going to want a set of shears. They're right here ready to go, and I'm not worried about dropping and leaving those shears behind. So that's there. You know, if I need a Slishman for, you know, the little people, that's there. If I need CPR stuff for, you know, someone who's there, I have those things. But I've added a couple of things. Specifically, I've added a Bear FAK inner, which is right here, and you can grab it by the handle and it comes out fast. Just grab, pull, easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you're familiar with the Bear FAK, it's here. You may notice that I've got an Olaus right here instead of a EDT. Other than that, it is your standard Bear FAK inner. I've got Cat Gen 7 tourniquet, got a set of gloves there, got a Sharpie, good to go. I've added a what is this, an S-mark bandage. Got your tape, good to go there. In here, we've got the stack. We've got your nasopharyngeal airway, which fun video of me getting the nose noodle put in. Got your 5x9 gauze, some duct tape. Got your Halo 2 chest seals, one inner, one outer, and then we've got a burn shield, burn dressing, ready to go. That makes life very wonderful. Bottom part of it, I've added, or I haven't added, I'm so sorry, I can't think today. I've got Quick Clot down here ready and set. I've got additional pressure dressings in there, or not pressure dressings, I've got additional compressed gauze in there. I've got a Mylar blanket, iPad, eye shield, all of that, and then your standard gauze that you're gonna see in a lot of the Bear FAK inners. Good to go. Nice little setup, got everything you need, nothing you don't, as far as when you're dealing with trauma. As far as, I'm just gonna set this in here so I can show you how easy getting the boo-boo module out is, I used to carry a slit kit. That's vacuum sealed, you know, just no fuss, no muss. It's got quick trauma capabilities that you can run in your pocket. That's standard for sexy legs and khakis. That slit kit is cool. The vacuum sealing pops from time to time, especially if you're really, really using your stuff. So I actually switched to a pocket, which is an inner pocket that is just a little bit more durable and it's good to go. Well, I switched from that to an ankle kit. When I switched from that, this was empty. And so I've made this into a micro boo-boo kit that, you know, just a set of gloves, triple antibiotic, threw bandaids in there. There's some duct tape, good to go. There's, you know, like some steri strips. I think the splinter out stuff is there. There's some over-the-counter medications that are in there. So, you know, kid slips, trips, and falls and, you know, needs some boo-boo stuff. It is there and it is ready. That comes out. I've added a pulse oximeter, and then I believe I added an additional oleus bandage, and I think I added this set of gauze. Other than that, so stuff on the outside, pocket, bag, and the Bear FAK inner bag, those are the things that I have actually added to this kit. So not a ton, but some stuff that makes this a little bit more user-friendly. Oh yeah, I remember. I added a notebook because you never know, you need to write something down from time to time. To get it in this configuration, you can't just buy an adventure kit straight off and then buy an empty Bear FAK inner and then, you know, an empty pocket. You need to rework a couple of things. You need to pull everything out of your main compartment. And the first thing that you need to do is grab your SAM splint. So this normally has some cellophane package around it and it's folded to where it's about as long as the adventure kit is. So you can see I've probably got it about, I don't know, 2/3 of the length that it was, but it is a little bit wider. So once I broke the cellophane on that, refolded, and if you're not familiar, a SAM splint is just a splinting device. There's some very thin metal on the inside and then it's foam on the outside. You can go in and make a splint for an arm or a leg. You can actually make a C-collar out of this if you have to. So cool stuff all the way around. But I have refolded this to where now it sits in the bottom and everything is unobstructed. I had to move. There's a surgical kit that this comes with. I moved it to this pocket, and this pocket originally had some boo-boo stuff in it, which was cool, but it's sometimes a little bit hard to find. I'm going to say that if I need a surgical kit, or if I need, you know, some Benadryl or some of the anti-diarrheal medication that is in here, I'm probably not going to need that in a split second. And I know boo-boos aren't necessarily split second type things, but when you got a screaming kid, it's kind of nice to be able to just whip this thing out. I have additional trauma that I've just relocated the stuff over to this area. Having a oleus bandage is really nice. Having a burn shield in there, good to go. Got gauze packs to where I can dig in and do what I need to do in there. Thought that those would fit in this pocket. What's nice is if you just want the bag only for the adventure kit, this fits AR mags really well. Just pro tip. All right, so repacking this to make things work. Obviously this pocket and these pockets we've already been over. You can take Bear FAK inner, which all I did to stuff this was pull stuff out of this kit and put it straight here. Now you have a trauma unit ready to go. All you're doing is you're moving this to where it does not sit on top of the SAM splint, and now it's at about the right height. I'm going to take my boo-boo module that was in the pocket liner, stick that there. Your sharps container fits really well right there now. Take some more over-the-counter type stuff, slide that in there. Got adventure wipes, which I believe we purchased these separate. And now just take Coban tape and ace bandage, slide that in there. And then, like I said, I've added, because I don't think you can ever have enough gauze. And then I throw my pull socks in there, which this was added. That being said, everything fits. Like I showed you guys earlier, rubber bands, they break, so it's not like it's a permanent thing. And now the kit is set, staged, ready to go. All I have to do in the event of an emergency, there, trauma comes right out. It's here, it's ready to go. All I need when I gotta grab some boo-boo stuff, so just grab that boo-boo kit, pull, ready to go. And it comes out, it is very usable. I like the idea of having a modular setup. I would love to hear in the comments, what have you done to your first aid kits so that way it makes your life easier? There will be stuff in the description if you want to know full setup wise, so that way you can build your kit just like this. But I highly, highly, highly encourage you to play with your stuff, get it dirty, break it, find out what works and what doesn't work. Because if you are not using it, if you're not training with it, it is not going to do you any good. So with that being said, go do hard things.